The road to the championships is here. The best talent from across the country will compete for the title of national champion. A journey culminating in a lifetime of hard work, dedication, and a passion for the game. The future of the game is here, and their journey starts now.
Off the edge of the bat, down! The Hot Shots win it all!
It is a spectacular Saturday night here in Southern California. We have the PGF National Championship, the 14U Platinum Division. Champions will be crowned coming up tonight. I-5 Ventura, a newcomer to the scene, taking on the Beverly Bandits, who have won championships before, and they are back here at the Animatic Stadium at Bill Barber Park in Irvine, California, playing for that right there, the PGF trophy. As we welcome you inside the booth, my name is Trent Rush. Amanda Freed, a national champion at UCLA, won a gold medal for Team USA as well. Amanda, you know a thing or two about winning a championship. So do the Bandits, and I wonder what kind of impact that could make tonight.
Well, the Bandits are an organization that you see at this stage year in and year out because they just love it. They had a taste, this team did last year, winning the 12U Premier National Championship. They're back this season as a younger club in the 14U division and in the Platinum division, but they were able to work their way back and get back to this championship game. Yeah, the Bandits mostly made up of teams from the Midwest. You're talking Indiana, Ohio, a lot of teams in the Midwest. Meanwhile, I-5 Ventura, very SoCal heavy. Eliana Chavez is going to lead things off. She's in left field with Elaine Tyez at second base. Blair Rooney is the catcher with Mia Hernandez as the DP. Nadia Ladone is the shortstop with Gigi Scaglia over in right field. Addison Ochoa is at first base. Jesse Sebek is at third with Viviana Ramirez in the circle. Meanwhile, for the Beverly Bandits, Sadie Binkley on the mound, and Binkley getting set to work. The right-hander will go for the Bandits and try to keep up these championship ambitions. They won it all a year ago, trying to keep that going. Courtney Norwood's over at first base with Jane Lee Van Meter at second base. Annie Newman is the shortstop with Peyton Dye at third base. Brinley Erb is in left field with Molly Southall in center. Mackenzie Baca is in right. Adele Metz, the battery mate for Sadie Brinkley, here to get things going. Leading things off for I-5 Ventura, Banbrook Shea, Eva Chavez, the left fielder. And here comes the first pitch. And that is in there for strike one. Massa Binkley out there says her riser curve are her go-to. She's not an overpowering pitcher, but she does a really nice job of spinning and hitting her spots.
0-1 is fouled back, and a souvenir for a fan. Something a little different. You don't see it all over the place in softball, but here at the PGF National Championships, foul ball souvenir is exactly that. You don't have to give it back. Take it home. Maybe get it autographed by some of the great players out here. Early investment with the way some of these young women play. Comes the 0-2. Brinkley misses out. Sadie Brinkley from Ohio, 4.0 GPA, and also a 6-year member of the 4-H program. There in Ohio, as that ball is lifted into shallow center field, coming up and making the catch is Molly Southall. We get a chance to meet our umpires here tonight. Len Gherkins behind the plate, Dale Gunter at first base. Robert Vitabell is the second base umpire. Andy Pillarito is over at third base, the PGF umpiring crew today. Elaine Tyez is the second baseman. She's going to bat here with one out, top of the first inning for I-5 Ventura. In there for a strike. Tyez with some Pac-12 ambition. Comes the 0-1. That one missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Head coach for Ventura, Banbrook Shea. Talia Banbrook looking on. As here comes the 1-1 to Taez. Lifted into left center field. And that time it's Southall calling off Herb for out number 2.
Catcher number 7, Blair Roon.
Blair Roon is a catcher that has commanded quite a bit of attention in terms of her play and ability. One of the highly ranked catchers across the country. Good academic profile is Blair Roon. Digs in with 2 outs here for Ventura. This is outside, 1-0.
But you just see the movement on the ball. Binkley's throwing a really nice curve, a really nice rise. We knew that she had that. We'll see how well she can establish the inside part of the plate as we get into this ball game, so she can open up that out. But so far, throwing a lot of strikes and using her defense.
1-0 pitch is hit well down the left field line, but it's going foul and caught. Brinley Herb tracking that one down in foul territory. Gets there for the 3rd out in the inning. Sadie Brinkley, 3 up, 3 down. Nice run and catch to get things going here in the 1st. Beautiful Irvine, California. Near the coast here in SoCal. Chance to see the Beverly Bandits hit here. Molly Southall, the center fielders, will lead things off with Annie Newman behind her, the shortstop. Brinley Herb is in left field, just made a nice running catch. Adele Metz behind the plate. Kendall Brown is the DP with Peyton Dye at 3rd base, Courtney Norwoods at 1st. Jaylee Vanmeter is at 2nd base, Mackenzie Baca in right field today. First pitch from Vivi Ramirez, the pitcher. This is outside 1-0. Viviana Ramirez. Moore Park High School highly ranked pitcher. As high as 13 in her class in some publications. And fouled back now to play 1-1.
Well, and Ramirez, her coaches say, have exceptional spin and speed. And she'll just hammer a hitter with that screwball. And of course, the screwball runs away from a left-handed hitter. And you can look how far up on the plate Southall is. Her foot is covering that white chalk line. So she's trying to take away that screwball. And you look at the position, and she's getting just about as close as you can to that plate.
That ball is lifted into center field. Back for it and settling underneath for the out is Rios. Chance to meet the defense. It's Ochoa over at 1st. Taez, the 2nd baseman. Nadia Ladon's the shortstop with Jesse Sebek over at 3rd base. Over in left field, Eva Chavez. Mentioned Jazzy Rios in center. And Gigi Scaglia is over in right field. Blair Roon behind the plate. Catching Vivi Ramirez. 1 gone, bottom of the 1st inning. No score between I-5 Ventura and the Beverly Bandits. This one is popped up to Ochoa at 1st. And there's a quick 2nd out here in the bottom of the 1st.
This is an ideal situation for I-5, just like it was for the Bandits, to come out and just get a quick 3 outs, get your team back in the dugout.
Hit hard there by Herb, gets out play. Scott Norwood is in his 3rd season as the head coach of the Beverly Bandits. Boy, what a week for the Beverly Bandits. Not only in the Platinum Division Championship for the 14U level today, they have another team that's in the Premier Division Championship tomorrow. Pretty good.
And we talked about this Beverly Bandits organization. They pull from several states, so they're more regional, but they do such a good job of coaching these athletes to play together as a unit in championship tournaments like this.
Ball hit to right field. It's caught. Also want to mention their 16U team in the Premier is also in a championship. Bandits go down quickly here in the first inning. No score through one between I-5 Ventura and the Beverly Bandits here in the 14U Platinum Championship. The road to the championship for I-5 Ventura looked like it was going to be an easy one. Lost to the Birmingham Thunderbolts earlier today. Bounced back with a win this afternoon to get into the championship game tonight. And what has been a wild and emotional week for Coach Banbrook's club. Looking at this matchup, the scouting report, a team that fundamentals first, team first mentality. Of course, pitching and defense so important, but they have also had to deal with some unprecedented circumstances. Earlier this week, Cara Shea, who is Talia's sister, her husband passed away from cancer earlier this week, and Cara Shea has not been a part of really any of the week with the team. It's something that the team has been brought together by in the face of adversity, and she is back today. Today has been really her first day as being a part of what this PGF championship week is about. This is a team that is trying to put that behind them, of course, in the back of everybody's mind, and trying to focus on softball as best they can here in a challenging week. 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, it's just a huge reminder at how important these teams are, and it's more than just the game, you know, and it's important to be reminded of that life is bigger and things go outside or around outside this game, and sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to perform. You know, we got to look outside and have that team first type of mentality like I-5 talks about.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Mia Hernandez. That's a tough ask for Talia Banbrook. Trying to stay strong. Obviously, it's, you know, for this I-5 Ventura program, you're a softball family, but in this case, a literal family as well. And certainly keeping that family in our thoughts and prayers as I-5 Ventura tries to make good on a tough week. Comes the 2-2. Ball is hit well towards the left center field gap, and that one's going to drop in there for a hit. Picked up before it gets the wall, hustling into second base and sliding in safely. Mia Hernandez with a leadoff double here in the second.
Well, Southall was shaded a little towards the right field side, and this ball's hit opposite with a little bit of a tail, so Southall has to run a long way. It looks like she almost had a pulse on it. Gets it up in the 1-hop. But Hernandez, with the brace on her knee, doesn't break stride rounding first and gets herself on second base.
She was thinking 2 all the way, coming off the bat. So a leadoff double for I-5 Ventura. Don's the batter here, the shortstop. Fouled the bat. We talk about her athleticism and range. Good power hitter and somebody that battles in at-bats. Down 0-2 right here, but known for being one tough out.
And this is an important at-bat. You've got a runner in scoring position with nobody out. You want to really take advantage of this opportunity and move that runner over to third.
0-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. How about that for Sadie Brinkley? Gives up the leadoff double, answers right back with this.
Oh, such a good setup pitch. You don't want it to be too far out of the zone to where the hitter doesn't even think about it, but this pitch is borderline a strike, but it's unhittable. It's a great 0-2 pitch.
Gigi Scaglia, the new batter. First pitch strike. Comes the 0-1 on Scoglia. That one is going to be picked up at second base by Van Meter. Getting back safely is Hernandez. After leadoff double, back-to-back batters retired by Brinkley. Comes Addison Ochoa.
Doing a good job of working ahead.
Addison Ochoa, left-handed contact hitter. Really a patient hitter, understands the zone well. They tell us she very rarely swings and misses. Talk to the coaching staff. Here comes the 0-1. It's a piece of that one, but going back for it and securing it is Annie Newman for the final out in the inning. So Mia Hernandez gets a leadoff double, but nothing doing after that. Sadie Brinkley sits down the next three. We will go to the bottom of the second here in a scoreless game from Irvine. Scoreless game in the bottom of the second inning between I-5 Ventura and the Beverly Bandits. The Bandits made up of the best players from across the Midwest. And boy, it has been a week of domination when you look at how they have gotten to this point. And also, you look at that 9-0, 13-0, 8-0 their last three games.
Yeah, look at how many runs put up versus how many runs allowed. The pitchers are doing a really good job of just keeping their team in the ball game.
Del Met's going to lead things off here in the second inning. The catcher for the Bandits. First pitch misses in. You know, there's some teams that scratch and claw and fight their way to a championship. That has not been the case for the Beverly Bandits. They have cruised. 1-1.
And sometimes you wonder, is that the best way to get into a championship game? As long as it all keeps going,
Sure.
of course, smooth, you want to skate right through it. But sometimes those teams that have to claw and fight are the ones that come out on top because they just have that grit and determination that they're not going to go down.
Nice piece of hitting on the single there for Mets as you see the scouting report for what this team is made up as. How about the pitching staff? One earned run all week with 74 punch-outs.
Yeah, that's just tough to beat. The pitchers don't give up runs. That means the defense is working, pitching's working, and obviously offense is working.
A 400 batting average. I mean, that's just a small sample, but those two stats right there, I think, tell the story of what this week has been like for the Beverly Bandits.
Right, and this team has, I think, 6 or so athletes who started on that championship team in 12U Premier last year.
That ball is hit well to left field. That's going to drop in there fair, just down the line. Drifting into foul territory after a hit on the right side of the chalk. That is a no-out double, and now second and third with none away.
And nice contact. This ball over the plate. Good follow through, but look at where this ball lands. Just inside that chalk line. Clearly fair.
And that ball was hit pretty well. It just kind of kept tailing. Off the bat initially, you thought it wasn't really going to be that close. But it drops in there, now second and third, and nobody out for Peyton Dye. She drops a bunt, stays fair, and now a rundown. Trying to get back safely, she does. Review is in play here in the championships, but Peyton Dye gets back. And somehow, good job by I-5 Ventura to keep a run off the board.
Yeah, that's tough. This is a squeeze play on. Good job by reading that. That was Metz. She puts the brakes on and gets back there. I don't know. That was a tough play. Let's see how the view looks from here. The throw should be just a little bit earlier. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you can use a challenge, but coaches beware. It's use it, and if you're wrong, you lose it. If you're right, you get to keep it. So sometimes you'll see coaches make a decision not wanting to use it so early in the game. Save it for later.
Yeah, it's a gamble because there are 0 outs here, and that would be a big out at third. But it is also the second inning.
So paint and dye is on. Courtney Norwood, the batter now. Trying to get back safely. The throw goes off of Metz. Metz is going to break for home and score. A gift run there, and Beverly Bandits strike first.
Another attempted to squeeze, and again down the line, but this time that throw is not inside a lane. You've got to create a lane from throw to receiver, and instead it crosses the base path and it hits Metz. She turns and scores. It's a tough break for I-5.
Yeah, I-5 Ventura, I think, got a break, working hard to make sure a run didn't come across on the previous play, but that time a broken play ends up leading to a run for the Bandits.
You know, the Bandits are kind of known for this style of play. They're fast, they're aggressive, they're very aggressive, especially on the base path. So they try to make things happen. They try to create a little chaos. And although you work on plays like this in practice leading up to games like this, to execute them in these pressure situations is difficult.
Sometimes the game speeds up, and when you can get the game sped up on your terms in a championship, can work out well. Meanwhile, base hit drops in there. Norwood brings in another just like that. The Bandits have a 2-0 lead.
His pitch outside corner off the plate. A good job of getting enough barrel on that ball to lift it into right field for the RBI.
I would like to think that this meeting in the circle here is just to slow down the game right now for the I-5 Ventura squad that, you know, has just seen, you said it, I think it's the perfect word. We've seen a lot of chaos created by the Bandits.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need to take a breather and not just reset your team defensively, but stop the momentum for the offense. Because we talked about it being contagious, and when you create that chaos, it kind of creates a little bit of energy in your dugout, right? You feel invincible almost, like we're running circles. So I think it's important for I-5, especially here in the second inning. There's only 2 runs put up on the board. That is not an insurmountable amount, given we've got another 5 innings left in this ball game. So put an end to it now and get those outs.
And really, this has been an inning where Metz's single was a hard-hit softball, but outside of that, it's been just kind of some pokes and some bunts and speed on the bases, wreaking havoc. Jaylee Van Mater is the batter here. She's going to drop a bunt now. That's going to bring in a run. Sliding in safely is Dye. Everybody's safe. And now it's 3-0 Bandits.
And how about those 3 attempts at a on a squeeze, I should say. This one's so well executed and would have gotten the out. Ramirez pops up and tries to throw it over the top. You've got to run through, stay low, and shovel that ball to the catcher, because you don't have a lot of time to make that decision and execute the play.
Dye was such good speed as well. Almost wasn't the play. She was so fast, hustling down the line.
Yeah, and, you know, there might not have been a play at home, but I definitely don't think there wouldn't have been a play at first. There might not have even been a play at home. I think home would have been the better choice, which...
Yeah, probably your only choice.
It would have been your only choice, yeah.
Ball and a strike, nobody out. Still 2 on in the inning for the Beverly Bandits, who have already put up 3 on the board here in this second inning. Mackenzie Bach is the 9-hitter. For Beverly, here comes the 1-1. She drops a bunt as well, testing the defense, and everybody's safe. Now it looks like she was out of the box. So there it is, the first out here in the inning. Everybody retreats. Norwood back to second, Van Mater back to first base.
So look at the foot position in front of home plate. That foot's got to be on the chalk line at least in that box. It cannot be outside the box, any part of it. And we've seen this a couple times, and this is the first time that it's been called.
And maybe that's something that the Ventura coaching staff is saying. Talia Banbrook saying like, hey, keep an eye on this. Molly Southall, the batter. You can't help but think they might want to just keep putting the pressure on this Ventura I-5 defense.
Yeah, the small ball has been working, and there's a lot of speed in this Bandits lineup.
The last 4 batters for the Bandits, they've had an at-bat that resulted, or at least attempted, some kind of a bunt. Norwood had an RBI single in there, but everybody's at least been attempting bunts. Two and two. You almost wonder how much of a sense of relief it is for Ventura I-5 to get that out and being like, okay, let's at least try to slow this thing down.
Yep.
2-2 hit hard, that's gonna get through. Norwood is gonna put on the brakes, retreat back to third, but the bases are loaded now with 1 out for Annie Newman.
Number 2, Annie Newman.
This is a nice piece of hitting. Look at Ochoa retreats to her bag just for a split second, and it opens up that 3-4 hole. With the Bandits right now, if they're not laying the bunt down, they're making really solid contact.
That's their 4th hit in this inning. They've already scored 3, now the base is full for Newman. First pitch swinging, so one lifted to left field, should be playable and is. But tagging up and scoring here will be Norwood. That makes it a 4-0 ball game.
Number 14, Brittany Erb.
This pitch up in the zone, a good job of getting on top enough to get it out of the infield and deep enough for that sacrifice tag in RBI.
Sky to left field, Chavez settles underneath. And there is the final out in the inning, but not before 4 runs on 4 hits and a whole lot of bunts, a whole lot of havoc on the base paths. The Bandits take a 4-0 lead after 2. 4-0 Beverly Bandits leading I-5 Ventura as we get set for the top of the 3rd inning here at the PGF National Championship. The 14U, what a week here in Southern California or in Irvine. This was one heck of a party earlier this week.
This was so much fun. So they had these opening ceremonies like they do every year in Central Park over in Huntington Beach, and there were, what, almost 5,000 people who attended. Teams were dressed up, there was a DJ, there was fire dancers, hula dancers, music playing, vendors there, face painting. I mean, it was a festival like no other, and I know these families have a great time when they go, and PGF just always puts on such a spectacular event.
First pitch swinging here is Sebek. Hit over to third base, dive to Norwood for the first out, a quick one. Here to get things going in the 3rd yet. 630 teams in this event. It's a pretty nice play over there at third base.
That's so nice. You love to see that third baseman have the confidence to go across the diamond that far and go for it, especially on those slow rollers like that.
Peyton Dye made that routine. Sadie Brinkley going to work here. Has retired 4 in a row since the leadoff double to Hernandez back in the 2nd inning. First pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes on Ramirez. Pitcher on pitcher here. One 0. Good spot right there by Sadie Brinkley.
Yeah, if she can keep that spot dialed in with all that spin, she's going to get a lot of pop-outs, a lot of mishits.
She spins it well and she locates. It's not about so much the velo, maybe not quite what it might eventually be, but boy, that kind of spin, that kind of command at 14 is a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And then the speed is a little deceptive. She doesn't throw slow, but it's hard to time it because you can hear it pop the glove. So it does get in there quickly, but it just has a lot of spin on it, a lot of bite.
Talks about her rise ball and curve ball as really being her go-tos. And how much just developing her control has really made her a better pitcher. 2-2. I know it sounds obvious to say, of course you're better when you're able to control where you're putting it, but I mean, it makes a big difference, especially at this level. As she's about to, 14U, you're on the verge of all of a sudden getting to that really, really high level. 3-2.
I love the energy too.
Second strikeout of the night for Sadie Brinkley.
Look how she gets underneath this pitch. You can see the spin on it. That's such a good location because it starts at about the thigh and ends at the belt.
Brinkley gets the sign, checks the sleeve, and now gets set to pitch here. First one fouled back into the screen. Eva Chavez, the left fielder, 0 for 1.
So this is where it gets fun when a team they come out for their second time through and you have an opportunity to start making adjustments. And I think Binkley's been pretty consistent on what she's been throwing. So we'll see how she in turn makes adjustments on her side now that she's seeing the lineup for the second time.
Hit hard, knocked down at short. Newman, no throw. And there is a base hit for Chavez. Second hit allowed by Binkley.
Number 31, Elaine Tans.
This one comes with 2 outs here in the third.
Yeah, this would have been a really nice play. It was a good job of getting it. It was in the glove on that backhand, but as she went to go transition to make the throw, dropped it a minute, but she had to be quick. So it was a really nice play on a solid piece of hitting.
Comes Taez 0 for 1. Hit hard back to shallow left field. Back forward is Newman underneath for the final out in the inning. So Chavez with a 1-out single, but that's it. 4-0 Bandits as we go to the bottom of the third here at the PGF Softball National Championships. 14U Platinum when we come back. Well, the Bandit family having a nice time here. 4-0. Beverly Bandits leading I-5 Ventura. The PGF Softball 14U Platinum National Championship game. She's Amanda Freed. My name is Trent Rush. Glad to be with you here in Irvine, California. Deanna Manning Stadium at Bill Barber Park in Irvine. Del Metz, the batter, led off the second inning, which was a wild one. 4 runs came across. And really, it could have been more for the Bandits. 2-0.
I think they got a big break with the batter stepping out of the box on the bunt attempt.
Now Vivi Ramirez behind in this count. 3 balls, no strikes. The leadoff batter, Metz, who got a base hit to start things off, and they're coming around to score, but that was when the chaos would ensue. 3-1. Towards shallow center, but running and making the catch is LaDawn, the shortstop, there for the first down.
Looked like this ball might drop in shallow center field, but LaDawn running it and outstretched arm making the grab. I mean, you never know unless you go for it, and she just extends and brings it back in.
That was almost to the right side of second base. A long run there as Kendall Brown doubled and scored back in that big second inning. Takes a look at first pitch miss. 1 ball, no strikes. almost wonder for I-5 Ventura, Amanda, if maybe some of those nerves settling down a little bit. I mean, Beverly Bandits have been here before. They've been on this kind of a stage. I-5 Ventura, really newcomers onto this scene, at least as far as championship games go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's kind of a learning curve when you get here, because obviously they belong. They just need to believe it themselves and relax and let go and play the same game they've been playing all week long. But you know, I think they feel that extra added pressure also because they have experienced so much over this week and they're playing for so much more than just this game and this championship, and it's hard to take that out of your mind.
Yeah, you want it so bad and you just kind of feel like you just got nickel and dimed in that second inning for 4 runs. The runner on, Peyton Dye, bunted into a fielder's choice back in the second inning, but kind of wonder if maybe we start to see more of that bunt game here. 1-0. Keep I-5 Ventura on their heels. 1-1.
Well, you can definitely see Sebek playing up on her line at third base. Ramirez has to be ready to hop and cover that first base line.
When misses in, 2-1. Lifted into foul territory. Towards third, coming up for it is Sebek. And there's the second out.
You hear the crowd. Ooh, that ball almost escapes the glove, but Sebek had her free hand there to make sure it stays in. Makes it out.
Jesse's like, never a doubt. Come on. Courtney Norwood drove in a big run in the second inning. Here she is with 1 on and 2 outs. Missed inside. I feel like Ramirez has had to work from behind a lot here in this game.
Yeah, and that gets tough because when you have a team that's swinging the bat really well and able to create chaos, offensively you don't really want to put the ball over the plate too much, too often, but you do still need to work ahead. So that's where the location comes in. Paint those corners and get some swinging outs.
2 balls and a strike on Courtney Norwood, who is playing first base in this game, but she's also considered like their youngster pitcher on the team. Right-hander with great command and one of the best pitchers in the 2027 class. Fouled away 2-2. Ramirez a strike away from a big shutdown inning. Try to keep the Bandits off the board. Two. Ripped, but out in front. Do it again.
You say 2027 class, I had to think to myself, what grade is that? Because it feels so far. We're used to working within the 22 to 25, and so, wow, getting down there.
Got ourselves a battle here. Ramirez is trying to get that third strike. Get her team back to the plate. Norwood says, hold your horses.
Yeah, Ramirez keeps going up and Norwood goes up a little further with her. So we'll see if Ramirez decides to go higher or maybe mix something down and away, off speed perhaps.
8th pitch of the at-bat, 2-2. There will be a 9th. count is full. Norwood from Bowling Green, Kentucky, as we see Evie Ramirez here. 3-2. Norwood just got a little excited on that one.
Yep, got her barrel through it and around it too quickly.
It's happened a couple of times in this at-bat. Here comes the 10th pitch. Strike 3 called. Vivi Ramirez had to work for it, but did not let the walk become an issue. 4 up, 3 retired, and a 0 on the board here in the 3rd inning. To the 4th we go, with the Bandits take a 4-0 lead over I-5 Ventura. The Beverly Bandits have a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. See the Bandits with a 4-0 lead on I-5 Ventura. We're being joined now by the Bandits head coach, Scott Norwood, with us now. Scott, I gotta say, the way your team has really dominated here in this tournament, it has been a sight. What has this week been like from your perspective?
This week has been just unreal. You know, the pitching staff, you know, going out and dominating. Our girls are hitting. Everything's clicking on all cylinders this week.
Well, your team was here last year. I'm going through the lineup, and I'm recognizing almost every name in your lineup because you were in that 12U Premier Championship game, won the national championship. How proud are you of the adjustment your athletes have made from last year to this year, going up a division and then ending up back in this game this year again?
I was like I told them, I'm like, it's unreal, you know, to make it back to this game, the last game of the season. You know, we got 2 new additions to the team this year, our right fielder and our shortstop, you know, and they're just all clicking, and it makes a big difference.
Scott,
they got that. There we go.
Never a doubt. Scott, appreciate the time. It looks like your team's having some fun, too. So
they are. They are.
Keep it going this week. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's Scott Norwood. Yeah, that's a dugout right now that has dominated all week and enjoying a 4-0 lead. Top of the 4th inning. It's I-5 Ventura's Blair Roon at the plate. Check that, it's Mia Hernandez. Roon retired. 1 ball, no strikes on Hernandez. One and one.
Well, if you look at the 2 pitchers and their pitches side by side, if we had that, they're pretty similar in their spin and essentially locations where they go in and out and up, a little off speed, but not overly used.
1-1, up and away.
And I think the biggest difference right now is that Binkley's she's working ahead really well. She's hitting her spots. And she's induced a lot more miss-hit outs for her team.
Sadie Binkley working 2-1 here. Hit the center field. Southall comes up for it and is there for out number 2.
Number 6, Nadia Ladon.
Brings up Ladon. Talk about her athleticism, really good power. Goes after the first pitch, fouls it back. Binkley, who's really worked on that rise ball as being an important pitch for her, and she calls it her favorite pitch too, that and the curve. When you feel confident in something, boy, what a difference that makes.
Yeah, and you just need a couple of them. And this is a conversation around the pitching world that we have, is how many pitches, how many do you need A lot of the best pitchers master maybe 2 or 3 pitches. They might throw in the other few. But to be able to have command, like real command of 2 pitches, you can still be a very, very elite pitcher.
Comes the 1-1. Also good chemistry with the Del Mets behind the plate. One of the younger players on the team as well. So this is already a young team to begin with, but when you can develop this at this level, she's got a great arm, works hard, and tries to get those strike calls for her pitcher, and she's done a good job at that for Binkley here in this one. Lifted, fouling out of play.
I think what's unique about the Bandits organization is they pull from a lot of different states. They're regional, but you see a lot of the same girls come up through the program playing together. So I think often we see kids jump from team to team. The Bandits seem to keep a pretty solid core throughout the years, and it allows them to create that chemistry and that culture.
Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, just some of the states represented on this Beverly Bandits roster. It's been the best of the Midwest. We got a 4-0 lead here in the 14U Platinum National Championship game. Binkley set to work 2-2 here. Fly ball over to third, die settling underneath. And there is the final out in the inning. The Bandits with a 4-0 lead, and they're having the most fun, I think, of anybody in Southern California tonight. Bottom of the 4th coming up here at the PGF National Championships. We have a beautiful night here in the OC. Beverly Bandits with a 4-0 lead on I-5 Ventura. As I-5 Ventura's head coach Talia Banbrook joins us now. Talia, I know that this has been a challenging week in a lot of ways, but just how proud are you of the way that your team has battled here and getting to this national championship and trying to come back and win the whole thing?
I mean, this experience has been just absolutely crazy. I mean, we've had 3 walk-off wins. We're on our 11th game. These girls have worked so hard for this moment, and it's just the experience for them is something that they'll remember forever.
And so what is the focus in this game? I know your team's down 4, but you know, this whole week is a battle. So, you know, a couple innings left. What's your main focus with this team moving forward?
So our main focus here is to just get a couple runs on the board, get us back in here. I mean, we've got some big hitters top to bottom in this lineup, and I'm 100% confident we'll come around right here. We just got to put a couple on.
Talia, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
And that is head coach Talia Banbrook. I-5 Ventura. Grabbing a bunt here is Van Mater. Filling her position well is the pitcher there. Vivi Ramirez for the first out. And you kind of feel like if you're I-5 Ventura, like you've been through it. All right, still 4-0. It's been 4-0 for a little bit. If you just get one, you can try to make something happen.
Oh, absolutely. And those 4 were scored in one inning. So you've still got, what, 3 innings remaining to make things happen, and we know how easily the tables can turn. You get a couple runners on base, string a few hits together, and you're right back in this ballgame.
Mackenzie Bacchus, the batter. Coach is talking about her speed, has a great eye at the plate, good at working counts as a utility player. She's working this count to her favor. 2 balls, no strikes. Viviana Ramirez at Moore Park High School, highly ranked pitcher. 2-0 misses outside, carries a 3.9 GPA, and really talks about her parents as being an inspiration. Her dad is who pushes her to work hard and always get better, and then her mom says, be a good and humble person, and teaches those lessons. And to have parents like that, Viviana's fortunate because that can help her go a long, long way in life.
Now, those are the important things. And then there's the game and what you do on the field.
3-1. catches the corner for a strike. She's been getting the outside part of the plate and says, all right, want to stretch this thing out? Let's keep going.
Yeah, absolutely, and just keep inching it out.
3-2. And he's going to end up dropping on the dirt back behind the plate. Tough sky right now in that twilight time here in Irvine.
Yeah, that ball gets lost easily as soon as it gets up there. The way these athletes swing it, it can get up there pretty high.
Fouled back by Baca. Deanna Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park, one of the great sites for softball anywhere in the country. Three-2 payoff. Hit to right field. Scarglia drifts over, and there's the second out.
I think the hardest thing with our game when you're in these situations and your team is down is to generate energy and to get excited about the little things. Because it's easy to look at the scoreboard and say, oh, we got to overcome 4 runs, but you got to start somewhere. You got to just start by generating energy within your team and then just let that carry over into your dugout.
By the way, how about that?
That might help.
We were talking about the fun they're having in the Bandits dugout. How about the Ventura I-5 dugout? Karaoke night here in SoCal, 1-0.
Maybe they're mocking us. Maybe.
I mean, I deserve it. I don't know. You don't. Southall had a hit back in that eventful second inning. Now drops a bunt, picked up by Sebek. Gets a position well over to first base. Ochoa dropped it, initially ruled out, and now Southall's going to be safe. The question is, was it on the transfer or did she drop the throw? And this might end up being challenge time. Yeah,
that's on the transfer.
Yeah, for sure. The question's going to be, does Talia Banbrook decide to challenge this? Yeah, because that clearly looked like it was in the glove of Ochoa, and then it was when she wanted to pick it up, that's when it fell through. Now, once we get to the 6th inning, the umpires on their own can determine if they'd like to review a play without either coach challenging. And if you use a challenge and it's wrong, well, then you don't get another one. But if you're right, you get to keep it and use one more. So after getting together and deciding, she's going to be ruled safe. And now it looks like they're trying to get a peek at this thing. Talia Banbrook. The fans trying to help her out. Runner on the move and sliding in there safely is Southall. And that's the fear, right? That should have been the 3rd out.
Right, and then you just have to weigh. Yeah, that's on the transfer. That's unfortunate. And then you've got to just figure out, well, is it worth using that challenge? Because it has to be an absolute in order for it to get overturned. And it is still the 4th inning.
Now you have your 2-hitter in Newman up. After the stolen base, now there's a runner in scoring position. So this inning should be over, and now all of a sudden, the Beverly Bandits have a threat. One might say the Bandits stole one right there. 1-1. 1-2. Annie Newman from Kentucky, the newest member of this Bandit team. It's her first tournament and making an impact right away. She's really had a great week. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Just missing outside on that one, 2-2. Sister plays at Western Kentucky. That's Annie's inspiration. Working a good at-bat here just out in front of that one. They're taking a look at camera replay.
There are way too many angles these days. Everyone's got a camera running.
Our crew did a good job.
Giant lens over there.
There's some pretty clear looks at that one. But Amanda, you're exactly right. It's decision time. In the 4th inning, do you choose to use it there? How many more of those challenge kind of situations can come up? But the inning should be over right now. Flip side. You got 2 strikes, 2 outs. You're 1 strike away facing Newman from ending this thing. Pitch from Ramirez. Ball is hit to left field. Chavez gets, it's over her head. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Southall's going to score. Newman is into second base with a 2-out, 2-strike double. And now the Bandits have a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, this is where it gets frustrating. A beautiful piece of hitting. This was a great at-bat. Look at that hitch on the front side to get the timing down, and just a big blast into left field. And that'll score the run.
Boy, Ventura I-5, 1 strike away from getting out of that and making the challenge play or non-challenge play meaningless. Now, that's a tough one to look at it back now. 0-1. Bonus run for the Bandits. And, well, that's a tough pill to swallow when you were down 4-0 already, and now it's 5-0.
Right, and I'm sure the coaching staff, it hurts a little bit, but at the end of the day, you've got to score runs. So we'll see as this game goes on if it comes down to that 1 run scored, but your team's got to score some runs first.
And you also have to execute. You got 2 strikes on the hitter. I mean, you're 1 strike away. Just a tough situation there. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Brinley Erb. Love what the coaches say about her. Brinley, she may be tiny, but this girl can hit for power. She's got great speed, and one of the Bandits' many great outfielders. 2-2. Shot foul.
Well, just watching her, you can see the bat speed, the quickness.
Brinley Erb 0 for 2. 2-2. Skips for ball 3.
There you go.
Ripped for foul.
He does have a lot of power in that swing.
Yeah, that is a exit velo kind of hack right there. Write that one down. This next pitch will be the 8th of this at-bat. Vivi Ramirez having to work hard here in an inning that should be over. Comes the 3-2. Comes pitch number 9 in this at-bat. Brinley Erb really battling here with Vivi Ramirez. Comes the payoff from Ramirez. 3-2 will do it again. Another hard hit foul ball.
Well, Ramirez did say that she will hammer with that screwball. That's the pitch she's most comfortable with. So she's been in hard consistently. That's why she's getting these hitters to turn so hard. So now what she needs is a consistent off speed or to just paint that outside corner. And I think that's where the struggle has been a little bit today, is not with the effectiveness of the inside pitch, but it's that away pitch, that final finish pitch. that she hasn't really been able to dial in yet.
Brindley Erb just worked herself a 10-pitch walk.
And then there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only throw so many pitches before one goes by as a ball. But the Bandits have had a lot of long at-bats.
Yeah, the inning continues here as Ramirez's pitch count climbs. For Adele Metz, had a hit and scored back in the first inning. One of the tallest Bandits on the roster. First pitch in there for a strike. So after the 10-pitch walk, Ramirez comes back right away, gets ahead 0-2. One hit just over the outstretched arm of Sebek. Coming around to score here will be Newman. And the Beverly Bandits extend their lead. They're now on top, 6-0.
And on this 0-2, not a lot of power on the swing. It's off the end of the bat, but it is a strong enough swing to get it into left field. And because it's not struck really hard, it allows Newman to score all the way from second.
You just kind of think about the way, you know, this game is been. It's 6-0 as there's going to be a pitching change here. The I-5 Bandits. Camelia Garcia will come into the game, but boy, you think about a couple of hard hit in the second inning, but also that mostly chaos and a lot of bunts and base running and those kind of things. And then in this inning, 2 runs are scored after what should have been the third out. It's 6-0. It doesn't feel like it should be 6-0. Yes, the Bandits have dominated this game, sure, but it almost feels like they dominated more as far as pitching and defense goes as opposed to hitting, just because the way these runs have scored.
Yeah, I know, I agree. It's been loud for a short amount of time and then quiet, so.
Camelia Garcia really likes to use the spin aspects of what she brings as a pitcher. Curveball, gets a lot of ground ball outs. And she's been in some difficult situations this year and has kind of been known for being that pitcher to get the team back on track. Has been really effective in some of those kind of scenarios. Now here is Camelia Garcia. Her first pitch skips for ball 1. On Kendall Brown in their first strike.
I think it's a good time in this ball game to change it up. Ramirez did a really nice job. But it was about timing and momentum, and now it's time to give the Bandits a different look.
Garcia ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brown has been that batter for the Bandits who it's been all about contact and putting the ball in play in those big situations. She does that here, gets through the middle. That's going to drive in another run. Getting over to third base safely will be Metz. Advancing to second base is Brown, and now 7-0 Bandits here in this 4th inning. Boy, and now with 2 on in scoring position, look out.
Well, it's really hard to believe that this was the inning that was prolonged because of that one play. It feels like this is a different inning, but the Bandits have just taken advantage of the door swung their way and stole a base right away, had a couple of key hits, and have found themselves in a rally.
Well, here we are in this 4th inning. If the Beverly Bandits get 1 more run, that makes it 8-0, and they would be 3 outs away from closing out a championship in a run rule. It's 8 runs after 5. That's the run rule in the 14U Platinum National Championship game. First pitch strike on Dye. Nothing in 2. But a mistake on the base paths. And now more chaos being created. The run's going to score. The run was in before the tag, and that's going to make it 8-0. The inning is over, but not before the Bandits score another one.
Well, this was a chaotic play. A misread, stealing third base with the runner already on third. She gets caught up, but then does a good job of staying in a rundown long enough to allow Mets to score. You can see the foot hits home before the tag is made at third, so that run will score. And that's the 8th run of this ball game.
Heads up base running by Adele Metz on a broken play. A mistake by Kendall Brown works out in the Bandits' favor. And that makes it 8-0 as we go to the 5th. And a run rule is on the line. The Beverly Bandits 3 outs away from closing out another national championship.
'Cause we're up, California. I long to wrap my arms around you. Wanna love and renew you. Do all the things we used to do. Feel my toes in the sand, let my hair in the wind. Nothing love that we once shared. Here we come, California. Come and bring us back to life.
The Beverly Bandits have been California dreaming, the best of the Midwest here in Southern California. Taking on a SoCal team and have an 8-0 lead now, 3 outs away from a run rule victory here in the PGF Softball 14U Platinum National Championship game. 2 balls, no strikes. Gigi Scaglia. Eight runs after 5 innings is the run rule here in championship games. 2-0 to Scaglia. Upstairs. How about this? Gigi's dad, Cristiano, played pro rugby in Italy. And that's a great Italian background for sure, but this should not surprise anybody. Gigi says her favorite food, her dad's homemade lasagna, is as good as it gets. I believe it. 3-0. Gigi with a 4.36 GPA. She's a valedictorian. Wants to go to Harvard. Has overcome some injuries. Has had a great week. Fouled off 3 and 2. Trying to keep this game alive for Ventura I-5.
So this inning, I-5 is playing for 1 run. That's all they need. They need 1 run to extend this game. And then they can keep working from there.
3-2. Now the leadoff base runner is on with a walk. Here's how we got here. That's how the 8th run scored in the last inning. A broken play ends up working out in the Bandits' favor, which should have been out number 3, ends up in run number 8.
And really, that was just heads up running by Adele Metz, because she could have panicked and stayed at third and just allowed her teammate to get tagged out, but instead she took off for home, and that really kind of confused Garcia, who went for the out at third because it was in front of her and it was going to be an easy out, but Metz got her foot to the plate before that tag was made at third.
Addison Ochoa, the batter, 0-1. Looks like that pitch missed. No, that catches the corner rather, 0-2. 0-2 on Ochoa. Nobody out. Leadoff batter aboard. Just kind of think, if you're the I-5 Ventura squad, try to find some kind of way. You just got to get that one. Maybe try getting some aggressive a little bit. Who knows?
I know, there's that fine line, right? Be aggressive, but don't run yourself out of the inning, because you do need that one run, that run at first base.
Addison Ochoa, the 7-hitter in this I-5 Ventura lineup. Strike 3, and a big strikeout there. Got on and missed. Sadie Binkley gets another, her third.
Now Binkley went way upstairs on this rise ball. Look at how much spin she gets and how deep under she gets her hand to get that spin. Puts it up by the eyes for the strikeout.
Binkley's retired 10 of the last 12. I-5 Ventura gets ahead 0-1 here. Beck, an aggressive hitter. Strong player, good power. 0-1. Now 0-2. The rally cap is on in that I-5 Ventura dugout. Trying to extend this game. They just need one. Strike 3. Binkley back-to-back punch-outs. And just like that, the Beverly Bandits are 1 out away from a national title.
Well, this spin is just really deceiving these I-5 hitters. They're swinging out front, they're identifying the pitch, but just not able to wait and connect to hit it up the middle. So far, Binkley has not had to abandon, not that you would, her game plan, but she's stuck with it. She's stuck with what works for her, that curveball, that rise ball, and so far it's been very effective this entire game.
Bella Williams, their 4.0 GPA, trying to extend this game. Fouls that first pitch back. Another power hitter. Prides herself on being a smart power hitter. Trying to keep this game going. Sadie Binkley has other ideas. Here comes the 0-1. Strike 2. Sadie Binkley strikes out the side, and the Beverly Bandits are your national champions. The Beverly Bandits put on quite the display here on a Saturday night in Southern California. Scott Norwood's team, exceptional in this one, Amanda.
Yeah, there was just no stopping them, and it started in the circle. What a tremendous performance by Sadie Binkley. She just set the tone for her team and allowed her offense to go to work. She was fantastic. Her offense came through with 2 huge 4-run scoring innings in the 2nd and the 4th. And they would finish it in the 5th on the run rule. Binkley strikes 3 out in a row and the celebration of the 14U Platinum National Championships begin.
It's been a party all day long here in Southern California, and the Beverly Bandits are your national champs. For Anna Freed and our entire PGF crew here in Irvine, California, my name is Trent Rock saying so long and congratulations to the Beverly Bandits, the 2022 PGF 14U Platinum National Champions. For more PGF National Championship coverage, please go to flowsoftball.com.